Okay, in this video we are going to discuss one very important aspect of writing an IAS exam, that is diagrams. Use of diagrams. Students are using variety of diagrams, and some answers are really shocking the way they are innovating on diagrams. In fact, some of them are not diagrams as such. There are various ways of representing the text. So, for the purpose of this lesson, I would define diagram as something which is non-verbal communication with the examiner. Diagram as something non-verbal. That's all. Because certain things cannot be called diagrams at all. So what kind of non-verbal communication that the students are doing? So let us do that. First thing is visual. That is, student represents in diagram what is visual. Okay. It means here diagram has the right place. Student represents here what is visual. For example, anatomical features of Homo erectus is anatomy. So, brain, its skull, various parts of the body, how Homo erectus is different. So definitely, writing in a diagram makes much more sense instead of simply describing it. So, something that can be visualized. Fine. Next, say again you are writing on water harvesting. Various water harvesting structures. Farm ponds, check dams, recharge shaft. So you have many things and you put them in diagram form. Okay. Anudeep wrote, for example, Anudeep is the one who got first rank. In one answer, he wrote, how floodplains are there before encroachment and after encroachment. Floodplains. Before encroachment and after encroachment. So he wrote diagram of floodplains before encroachment and after encroachment. Again, this visual. By visual I mean you can take a picture. Okay. And next thing in visual thing is position point of view. For example, maps. India-China border conflict. India-China border conflict. Border conflict can be explained in terms of how, where is the border, what is the conflict? Okay. So, in this part, what can be visualized is put in the terms of a diagram. It's visual. This is the most obvious thing. It is said that a diagram is, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So here, diagram reduces the number of words and diagram increases the clarity. But in the next level, this is different kind. Second level is maps. Maps is something that the student may not expect. Something is found in various places in India, then draw a map. Something is found in various parts of the world, draw maps. So geographical distribution is given in map. It means you have to practice India map, practice world map, and then the locations. Okay. So these two. And next you have different levels. And next you have tables. Tables can be used for comparison. Comparison of one phenomena versus another phenomena. So like this. Tabular form. And tables can also be used to state certain facts. For example, agriculture. Percentage of people in agriculture. Contribution to GDP. Industry. Percentage of people in industry. Contribution to GDP. Like this. So numbers presented in a more striking form. This is tabular form. And then one can also go for pie diagram. What is a pie diagram? Pie diagram, gives the ratio, percentage of contribution of agriculture. How much? Agriculture, industry. So like this, it's a ratio. But in an unusual way, Raghavendra is one who got IPS this year. He used pie diagram to state problems. Problem 1, problem 2, problem 3, problem 4, problem 5, all. So this particular phenomena has these problems. So he put it in So it means it is not numbers. He is writing important points in a pie diagram. That's very unusual. Oh. Next, graphs. Graphs is about stating a relationship. Stating a relationship. It can be A to B. This is one. Or this can be time. A and time. Something is increasing. It's a graph. Something is varying. It is a graph. Okay. And so increasing and decreasing over a period of time can be put in a graph form. Relationship can be put in a graph form. But I came across one unusual way of use of graph. This is done by Raghavendra. What he did was, it is a concept of culture gap. He said, this is time. Technology increases very fast. But other aspects of culture, they don't. Other aspects change. So there is a cultural gap. So technology increases faster, other aspects don't. So there is a cultural gap or cultural lag. So there is an unusual way of using the graph. So increasing, decreasing and connections across the variables can be given in graphs. Next, Venn diagrams. Venn diagrams, you know, something unrelated, like this. Unrelated. But there is some commonality. Common. Okay. Ethics and law. Ethics and law. There is some commonality. Okay. And then sometimes you are saying this is there, but this is a part of a bigger thing. Subset. This is administration. But whatever you do in the administration is impacted by the society. This is society. Or if you want to say administration is impacted by the state. State. Okay. I am giving only simpler forms. This can be multiple layers. But here also there can be third. So which means Venn diagram is a way to show the relationship across certain things. This one. And next, workflow. 6. 7. Logic flow. What is a workflow? Workflow is representing the work. Something like, for example, how does money laundering take place? money laundering. Anudeep gave workflow of money laundering. How things move. Finally, money is hidden or transferred, or public distribution system. How does public distribution system work? Farmers contribute and grains taken to where, and how is it distributed? That is workflow. So certain process can be explained in terms of diagrams. Workflow represents movement of goods. But what is a logical flow, also called flow chart? Flow chart, unlike the workflow, flow chart is about logic used in case studies. A person has two options, this one, and then after this two consequences. So after this, like this. So if he goes like this, there is a possibility. If he goes like this, like this. It's a logical consequences. So used in case studies. Next. Loops. Loops are about how processes are connected. A leads to B, B leads to C. And suppose C finally is leading to A. Then you get a loop. Okay. So here you can explain cyclical process. Negative thing leading to another negative thing and another negative thing, and feedback is a vicious cycle. Positive thing becoming another positive thing and then another positive thing is a virtuous cycle. So these are loops. All kinds of feedback systems can be explained in terms of loops. Anudeep's paper has so many loops like this. And then you have triangles, rectangles, or pentagon. How are these shapes used? Basically in all this, take for example a triangle. There are three variables, 1, 2, 3. And then what is this about is fourth. So triangle is used when three things are going to be said about a phenomena. Anudeep wanted to say that integrity is about harmony across action, belief, and likes, behavior, belief, likes. This is about, and when there is a harmony, there is integrity. So triangle is used to explain one thing in terms of 3 points. Harmony across these three, the belief. That is one way of using. And sometimes 3 players are involved in producing. NGO, state, market. are involved in producing this. This is 3. Okay. So this is one way of using that triangle. And sometimes these shapes are used simply to make points. For example, there are 4 reasons. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 reasons to what? Here mention it. 4 advantages of this. Okay. Raghavendra wanted to say 5 aspects of new middle class. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He mentioned at each an aspect of middle class, like this, like this, like this. So 5 aspects of middle class are mentioned at the vertices of a pentagon. Very unusual. So shapes are used like this. Next, 10. Equations. Equation is nothing but A plus B leads to C. Is an equation. Okay. For example, I can put integrity versus plus compassion. Good civil servant. Integrity plus compassion. But if there is only integrity but there is no compassion, suppose there is prejudice, then it will lead to bad civil servant. Plus symbol is used. They are like equations. And next, 11th. 11th is a different point. 11th, I would say, points are presented in a particular way. I would say they are point hangers. Point hangers. Points are hanged in a particular way. Point hangers. What does point hanger mean? Say you want to say that one particular thing has 2 causes, and then each cause has 3-4 points. Okay, something like this. Political, economic. Political has 3 points. 1 point, 3, 4, like this. Economic, like this. Here 5, here 4. So 2, 5, 4. It means 9 points are hanged this way. I am calling them point hangers. 9 points are hanged this way. Okay. But of course, this is also point hanger. Point, point, point. This is also point hanger. Shapes also are used to hang points. And one student wrote about agriculture should be reformed in terms of inputs and outputs. So he used this shape, inputs and outputs. inputs, outputs. Shapes also are used as point hangers. Okay. And next, sometimes pictorial presentation. Pictorial. Ethics and law are conflicting. So Anudeep wrote ethics, law, man in conflict, like this. Somewhat pictorial. Okay. So these are the points I came across. So you see some unusual. So what the range is that? The range of a diagram is that from where it is expected, like anatomical features of Homo erectus, where it is expected, which is visual, to completely unexpected. For example, Naveen wrote, it was a question on Indo-Israel relationship. Indo-Israel relationship. Do you know, look at the kind of things he did. He gave India map, this one. Next, Israel map. Gave maps. And then workflow, exports, imports. What's this? Like this. So, these are all the ways by which students are presenting their points. So, how helpful is this? I think what they do is that, first of all, sometimes they save time. Sometimes they save time. Because once written in a diagram, you are not repeating the same. And second, it is faster communication. Faster communication. Examiner will not miss the diagram. It's faster communication. And the third, sometimes it is very innovative. Very innovative. And sometimes it calls for more clarity, presents clarity. Okay. So I would say, like, see, when you are watching this video, you are not just paying attention to what is written and also what I am saying. You are looking at everything, which includes non-verbal part of my communication, hand movements, facial gestures. So, candidate also is communicating something to the examiner in a non-verbal way. So, I take diagram is that kind of a non-verbal communication. So, I think it is that non-verbal kind of communication that every student should develop. But how will he develop it? It calls for a practice. And which means when you are making notes, think in terms of and write in terms of diagrams or various ways of arrangement of points. You can't really think of diagrams in the examination hall. You have to develop it as a habit. Thank you.